Hello everyone, Jonathan here and welcome back to the channel. So for today's video we are going to go out in the car. I don't know exactly whereabouts we are going to be going. I've got a vague idea, but I don't want to disclose anything just yet. We'll just wait until we get there and then I'll tell you where I am. But I've got everything ready. I've got my bag just down here with some Blu-rays which I've been actually holding back on. I have actually done a video on these ones that I've got ready to go up onto the channel, but I think I'll just delete that and use this one and use this video instead. There's a few there, so we could be a while with this video. I'm going to try and keep it to my 20-minute mark if I can. It might run into half an hour once I've got all the if the editing goes well, it'll be 20 minutes. If not, it could go on to maybe 30 minutes. But I'll try and keep that 30 minute, and I'll try and keep it at that 30-minute mark so that I'm not rambling too much. So let's head on down to the car, and then we'll start our trip. Right everyone, I am currently 1 hour into this drive and so far I still haven't been able to find a decent location to do this. Plan location A wasn't very, you could say wasn't quite as, it was a bit problematic in terms of how to sort of like find where to put the car, and the same went for my plan B. So I don't know exactly where I'm going to end up. I might have something roaming around in my head, so we'll just have to wait and see. But I'm slowly trying to figure this out to do this, because the weather, it's starting to cloud over a little bit, which might hint at a little bit of rain. Maybe we'll just have to wait and see when we get to where I'm possibly thinking of going to do this. It is a little bit sheltered, so it might not be too bad if it does, but the wind looks like it's going to be picking up. So depending on what the conditions are like, I might end up having to do this back in the room. So the next place where you'll see me is at this little place that is roaming around up here, which is not the mental institute. Right guys, as you can tell, we're back here. That turned out to be a massive fail, so I'm going to let you enjoy the next part to this video just for a few seconds. Oh bloody hell. It helps. Welcome to Derwent Water. This is actually the viewpoint from Surprise View, which is located just a little bit further up a hill from Ashness Bridge on the way to Wat Endleth. There is Catbells, where I had my accident with my hand early last year, if you can remember that far back. When we come back round, you'll be able to see the town of Keswick just in the background underneath this beast coming into focus, which is Skiddaw. And here we have a collection of photos that I took from the area as well. You can actually see how high up I am in some of these photos, so it kind of gives you a perspective of what it's actually like. Really great place to come to if you haven't been before. So yeah, and that is Derwent Water. Right, okay guys, well, yeah. So what happened? I got to Surprise View, and every time two people left, another 3 people came, and then they left, and then more people came, literally in succession, one car after the other. Now, I don't really like recording around people, which is why I don't really do it out in the open when it comes to going to Carlisle, because it just feels weird, and it's weird to them, and it's weird to those that are looking at me thinking, and I know what's going to happen. They're going to come over and say, what on earth are you doing, you know? And it's like, I can't be on with explaining what I'm doing, because of course no one is going to pay any attention to what I'm saying. No one's going to pay any attention. Nobody is going to quite understand the reasons for me doing this. They're just going to think, oh, you're just some weirdo. But I don't want to be I don't want to be a weirdo, you know. So it's just one of those things. I don't like doing it out in the open where I know there's going to be a lot of people, so I try to find an isolated place. Unfortunately, where my plan A was just at the back of Skiddaw, which obviously, as you know from the did I upload that video? I don't think I did. Anyway, as you'll know from, like, I think the next, hang on, did I upload that Ullswater video? I honestly can't remember. I don't think I did. Oh man, this is how backed up with videos I am, guys. I'm completely lost with my pecking order. Anyway, I'm going to get this done, and then we'll just get this video over with. So I haven't categorised anything, but except for 2 regular DVDs, which I'm going to get over and done with now. So trying to keep this down to my time frame. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 titles to go through. So let's just get through these as, I wouldn't say as quickly as possible. I want to talk about a couple of them, and the first one I do want to talk about because this one was pulled from production a few years ago, and this is a regular DVD, and it's a World Wrestling Entertainment production, and this is the first documentary on the Ultimate Warrior, titled The Self-Destruction of the Ultimate Warrior. Now this, like I said, was actually a controversial DVD, because this focused on all of the negativity that was going around about the Ultimate Warrior at the time of his retirement from the WWE. I think it was in 1990. officially retiring, I think it was 1997, I believe. I kind of lost track after 1995 up until the start of the Attitude Era, so I don't really know what exactly happened, but this is actually quite a good, regardless of me saying it was a very controversial and it focused on all the negativity surrounding the Ultimate Warrior. It is a fairly interesting watch. You'll be lucky if you do actually find this on the shelves anywhere. I was lucky enough to find this in Computer Exchange. As you can see, I paid, well, I don't know whether you can see it or not, but I paid £3.50 there, and it's a pretty good buy for that money. If you do see it and it does have your curiosity, pick it up. You won't. It's not on YouTube. I have looked for it. It's not there. It's been taken down, and never to be resurfaced. So I might actually get a little slap on the wrist for this one, for showing this on YouTube. So I'll just have to wait and see about that. So that's the self-destruction of the Ultimate Warrior. And the next one I've got is the latest DC animated movie, and this one is, I've had these for quite some time. I've had these for about 3 months and I haven't even spoken about them yet. Like I said, I have got a video on these already ready to go up onto the channel, but I've just left them. But I'm just going to delete that and I'll put this one up instead. I've got here Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This came in at $7.99. There you can see. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm just going to go and close those curtains. Should have. Should have done that before I start. Before I press record. Yes, Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've not got round to watching this. It's still factory sealed, as you can probably see from the cellophane there. I'm really looking forward to watching this because Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were two of my favourite characters when I was growing up. The Turtles more than Batman, believe it or not. If you can believe that. So yes, I've been told I've heard that this is really good. So yeah, I'll have some views on that one. I'll have some views on that for you guys when I've seen that. Next up, I've got a steelbook. And I've not bought a steelbook for quite some time, and this one is from Manga, and this is, it's an obvious choice for some. It's an obvious choice that I would normally go for, and you guys will probably think, yeah, if you're just getting into it, it's probably it is a good one to start off with. And that is Ninja Scroll. Now this is the collector's edition, as I would say a few of you guys will already know, because of the presentation on the actual steelbook itself. I'm just going to take this J card off so that we can actually have a quick look at this, because I really like this cover. I think it's absolutely stunning, and if I just open this up for you guys, you can actually see in its full glory from the back there. If there's no glare from the screen on the camera, you can see it. For those people that haven't seen this available, it is available, and I think I paid about £30 for this in HMV, I think it was. Or was it 25? No, it wasn't even that. It was 1999, from the Birmingham HMV, when I went to see my friend for my birthday in July. We're going back some time, good couple of months. A lot of these are actually from the Birmingham are actually from Birmingham anyway. So the next one I have is The Burbs with Tom Hanks. One of my favourite Tom Hanks films, actually, if I have to be really honest. It's a really cool film, very quirky, Joe Dante film. One of my favourite directors out there, and is the Arrow edition. So it comes with a bunch of extra features. I'm not going to go through them. I want to keep this video short, like I said. So that's The Burbs. Next one on the cards is Russell Crowe and Renée Zellweger. We have Cinderella Man. This is a great film for those people that haven't seen this. It follows the story of oh dear. It doesn't give the name on the back end. I can't remember the character's name, but Russell Crowe plays a guy who is a prize fighter, who goes off into World War II, and comes back after surviving World War II to go back into his sport of boxing, and has like a low key belt fight, and obviously comes out a victor. That's more or less the quickest synopsis you could get for a film off me. Great film. I really highly recommend you check it out if you haven't seen it. Next up, we've got comic book classic, which unfortunately for me, I've not seen. And you lot will probably be kicking me for this one. V for Vendetta, believe it or not. Why have I not seen this? I do not know. I'm going to get on board with it, so I'm looking forward to checking that one out. Next up, Taron Egerton and Hugh Jackman in Eddie the Eagle. For those people watching in the UK, you know who this guy is. For those in the States, this guy was the the Olympic, was he the first? Yeah, Britain's first ski jumper at the Winter Olympics. I think this was actually, was it Lillehammer? No, it wasn't. The 1988 Calgary Winter Games. Calgary. Wow, right, yeah. I was quite young then. I think I was about 7, something like that. No, I would have been 6, turning 7 at the time of that. So yeah, that's Eddie the Eagle. Looking forward to watching that one. Next up, we've got a David Cronenberg film. I love David Cronenberg's movies. Videodrome. What was the other one? Don't Tell Me the Fly. I know that film. It's one of my favourite horrors. There was another one. I can't remember what it was though. But here we go. Scanners. It's not. This is not the one I'm trying to think of, obviously. Yes, love this film. Thought it was great. Next up, completely the opposite to what I've just shown you. Finding Nemo. First time I have owned this since it came out. I didn't even have this on DVD. I just picked it up from Computer Exchange, as you can see, for £6 right there. There you can see, probably. Yep. So yeah, Finding Nemo. Next up, oh god, man, right. You're probably going to question why I'm acting like this, but I'm a completionist, so I felt that I had to get this. That's a little bit better. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Sorry about my jacket. Sorry about my jackets in the back there. To be honest with you, I just wanted to get this done. Anyway, then like I said, I'm a completionist, and I felt that I had to get it to complete the 10 years of Marvel. Captain Marvel. What can I say about this film that I haven't already said? Nothing. I gave you my views on this in my versus video of it between Alita Battle Angel, which is actually next in the pile. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Because my views still stand, even though I haven't watched it since I bought it. There you go, you can see it is still sealed in its wrapper, waiting for me to watch yet again. Waiting for me to watch. Right, next up, Alita Battle Angel, one of the biggest surprises of this year. I'm saying one of the biggest surprises. One of the biggest surprises for me this year, because I didn't know anything about this film. Absolutely knew nothing about the history of it, or nothing. I went into this because of the hype train that went on about this when it was coming out, and I absolutely loved it. I loved everything about it, and my views on this still stand, as I said about the in the versus video I did with this and Captain Marvel. But I am going to watch this again. Like I said, with Captain Marvel, this is still in its wrapper. So I've got a lot of watching to do, guys. I really have. I've still got a lot of unwatched films from like throughout the whole YouTube thing that I've been doing while I've been collecting. There's some movies that I haven't watched even from like the third video I did. I will get round to them. It's just going to take a bit of time, because obviously it's just going to take a little bit of time, because obviously I've got a full-time job as well. I can't watch movies 24 hours a day on my days off. I just can't. I can't sit down for more than a couple of hours a day. Anyway, next up we're going into the world of horror. Two titles here. First one I've got is the best worst horror film there is out there, actually, and this actually got my attention from Film Fan 108. Now, I had a funny feeling that I'd actually seen this before. I was mistaken when I watched it, and it was odd, to say the least. It was actually played out to be a mixture of all kinds of different genres, but there's a very grindhouse film to this film, and it's got two different titles to this. It's The Suckling, otherwise known as, what did it say? Sewage Baby. Now, like I said, this actually took different types of genres in it, which didn't quite work. The horror aspect worked very well in this film, but it's just the fact that they tried to throw in all kinds of different things. It would have worked as a proper gross out horror film if they just stuck with one particular genre with this film, but it was different. It was different, I've got to say. I've never seen a film like it, and I don't think I'm going to ever see a film like it again. So that that's The Suckling, everybody. Goodness me, wow. Next one I've got is another sealed Blu-ray, we've got the new Halloween coming in at $9.99 from HMV. There was a lot of mixed reviews on this. A lot of people out there have given their views on this already. So I wouldn't say I'm apprehensive about seeing this. I'm just going to take my time. Now that it's coming up to Halloween this year, which I don't know how it's going in that quickly, I really haven't got a clue, because this came out. Was this last year, or did it come out? Or did it come out this year? Did it come out this year? No, it didn't. It can't have done. Yeah, 2018. Wow. Where on earth has the time gone? Where has it gone? Honestly, this is what happens when you work full time, guys. It's what happens when you work full time. I know a lot out there work full time. Oh dear, honestly. Halloween 2018. Right, so I've got two Star Trek themed Blu-rays here. You knew I was going on to this. You knew at some point I had something Trek. Right, okay. The first one I've got. I'm going to do this one first. This one still needs wrapping as well. I don't know how these two are still in the wrapper. I've completely forgotten about them. The Roddenberry Vault. Now this is never before seen footage, which includes the pilot. Does this one have the episode in it? No, it's this one. No, it's the next one. I'll get to that one in a second. But this one has never before seen footage of 12 classic Star Trek episodes spanning from the original series up until I think it's the Next Generation. It does say it does have on here 12 classic episodes with from what I can make out, this has got never before seen footage from Space Seed, which became the Wrath of Khan. The second entry in the movie, in the original cast, in the original series cast movies. So I'm getting in on that one. If there's deleted scenes from that episode, I am definitely in on watching that for definite. So yeah, looking forward to that one. If any of you guys out there that are into your Star Trek and you've seen this, give me a bit of heads up on it. Give me a bit of heads up, because I'd love to hear anybody's thoughts on the Roddenberry Vault. The next one is the original series. Origins. Now again, this is actually sealed up as well. It came in, obviously, as you could see there, at $2.99. Now this one has the original pilot episode, not I can't remember what the second pilot was called, but the original one was The Cage from 1963 or 62, something like that. It was before the original series became what it was. This The Cage had Captain Pike as the obviously as the captain of the Enterprise, which is where, if they do end up doing it, Discovery Season 3 will take place just before The Cage if they do actually do a season 3, it'll be set just before the Cage. So yeah, you can actually see the actor that actually played Pike as well. I don't actually know his name, but you know, anything's good. So anyway, yeah, I've got three more, and I'm just coming up to my 30-minute mark just in this segment. So just give me 1 second, guys. Now we're back. Right, okay. I've only got 3 more titles left. So this is going to be quite a lengthy video. Right, okay. Let's just get this wrapped up. Minority Report. Tom Cruise. Great film. I absolutely love this. This is probably one of Spielberg's most underrated science fiction movies that he's done in his career. And I love the concept of policing time travel. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be watching this again at some point, because like I say, I love this film. One of the few films that I like Tom Cruise in, to be honest with you. Edge of Tomorrow, and The Mission Impossibles from Rogue Nation and onwards. Next one I have is the movie. Well, saying it's a movie, it's a docu movie. So it's a docu movie called 89. Now my cousin Liam, if you're watching this, if you would like to borrow this, you are most welcome. This is the story of Arsenal beating Liverpool in the 1989 FA Cup final? No. What was the Division 1 league was Division 1 before it became the Premier League. Because they had a really big shake up. I think it was in 1992. I think it was. They had a shake up, and then they split the divisions up into more categories. So you had the Premiership, and then Division 1, 2, and 3 and 4, and then it went Premiership, Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, and then it was non-league after that. Non-league football after that. But yeah, as far as I can remember, if I'm wrong, if the football fans out there, if I am wrong with what I've just said there, correct me in the comments below, please. I really would appreciate it. I'm not fantastic when it comes to football knowledge, but I do try. So that's 18. So that's 89. That's what the synopsis of 89 is. It's basically about breaking Liverpool's winning streak, more or less. That absolutely dominated the 80s with their class of football, which at the time was just, it was absolutely pioneering. And before Liverpool, it was Leeds United back in the 70s. And then obviously the 90s it was Manchester United, and then Arsenal in the 2000s, and then from 2010 it was Manchester City, and well, from 2010 up until now, it's been a majority of it has been Manchester City. So yeah, that's 89, everyone. And last up is the creme de la creme of Marvel. Some people might disagree with me. I know one person will. If you're watching, James, I understand. Everyone is to their own. But I enjoyed this more than its predecessor, simply because it's got a lot more dynamic. You know, it gives us a breather from the all-out action that the previous one was. And we've got Avengers Endgame. Now, I've not opened it up yet. I will, don't you worry. I've got every intention on watching this. In fact, this is going to go on tonight, but not the movie. When I opened this up, because I pre-ordered this off Amazon, when this came, I had to look at the back to see what the special features were. This is the one thing that I always do with these Marvel movies, is look at the special features to see what is on them. Remembering Stan Lee, a genius, an absolute genius in pop culture. What he did for the world of entertainment, and I'm not talking about the MCU as it stands with these movies that have come out since 2008. I'm talking about since he started working for Marvel back in 1967 or 1968. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know it's somewhere in that. Somewhere in the 60s or whatever. You know, not that I don't care because I do. But he changed the way children. No, not children. He changed the world. He changed the world. For good measure. For very good measure. And I don't really know what to. I don't really know what to say that hasn't already been said about him since his passing a couple of months ago. Actually, it's been longer than that. Actually, it's been about 3, maybe 4 months. But it's hit a chord with a lot of people across the globe. You know, what he did was for the greater good of everybody. You know, all of the kids he entertained teenage, like small children, like from like the age of 9 until they were 16, or whenever they stopped reading comics. You know, I mean, it basically started a brand new trend, and we've got Stan to thank for that, because without him, we wouldn't have had these movies, which have captivated us for the 10 years that they've been coming out. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they do with Phase 4. But I know it's going to be different. They're not going to be the same without Stan being involved in them. So yeah. Can you tell I'm upset? I am upset. I'm not going to well over it though. You know, he was a great man. He was a great man. Very kind, very engaging. From what I am led to believe, he was a very considerate. He was a very considerate gentleman. So yeah. So having this as the last movie that he was involved with is quite special. It should be special for everybody that owns this, because this was his last movie that he was involved with. So rest in peace, Stan. You did good. You did good. Can't quote him, unfortunately. But yeah, I should be able to quote him because I've been watching these movies ever since the first time I came out. But yeah, it's such an honour to have all of the movies in there, and I think one of these days I'll pull them out and I'll do a video on them all. I did that recap. I did do that recap series, which I didn't actually finish. I've still got the still got the video for phase 3 ready to go up onto the channel. I might put that up in the next couple of weeks, so I might even have to refilm it, you know, for all I know. We'll just have to wait and see for that. But anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm sorry that it didn't turn out the way it was initially planned. Look out for more content coming in the next few days. There will be another video going up pretty soon. So I'm going to do my pleasantries, and I will see you in the next video. Oh, and before I go, I'd like to make a small announcement. I might have something more in the pipeline with regards to YouTube.